up, guys? Welcome to another video. Today we are with Mo and Kevin at Tires to Go, a place in Mesa that's local to us to get new tires. They have me out and I want to introduce you guys to them. Mo, tell us how you got Kevin sucked into this and your experience with starting Tires to Go.
Well, in the beginning I worked for a major retailer for 29 years, and I decided that in 2009 that it was time to start my own thing. So this is what we started. We wanted to provide tires and wheels to customers at an affordable price, so everybody would have an opportunity to drive around with new tires on their cars. We believe in serving people, and that was the most important thing for us to do. And I was able to bring both my sons, Kevin and Josh, over with me to help run our business, and we've been very successful with awesome customers and great vendors to help us. And with Jesus behind all of that, this is who we are. Yeah. And this is my son Kevin, and he runs our business pretty much. And what do you think about it, Kevin?
I don't know, man. After I finished up school, he said, let's do this. So came over and we got the ball rolling. We've been here for 10 years now in Mesa, and then we have our Flagstaff location that's been open for 5 years. So just take care of people, do the best we can for our customers.
Kevin, I'm gonna ask you, who works more nowadays?
Who works more? Behind the counter, me and my boys. But he takes care of everything on the back end, so he keeps it running for us.
All right, Kev's gonna give us the rundown step by step on how to change a tire.
Yep. All right, let's do it, man. So first thing we gotta do is pull the wheel and tire off. So we're doing all four, but we're just gonna take one off to show you guys how we do it. So one thing that I noticed right after taking this off is you have a spacer. So we always check for correct application with the spacer adapter. You can see how the stud sticks out a little bit past right here. Your wheels accommodate that, so we're good to go. Some wheels are flush right here, and it won't accept that extra little gap right there, so you're good to go. Yeah, so we did some Nexen N5000 pluses. It's an asymmetrical all-season tire. Nexen's really great brand, been around for 70 years, no major recalls. One of the only major brands that could say that. So we're gonna slap these on for you today.
Cool. Step one.
Remove the valve core. So right in here, inside the valve, little core. Let the tire fully deflate. This is our tire changer right here, the coats. A little bit different than like a standard tire changer. We have a hydraulic arm that's gonna help us do changing the tires. That's like one added feature. It's an outer clamp, so it doesn't damage your wheels. We like to clamp them in from the outside. So another thing we look for when we're changing a tire is you have sensors in your wheels. So we don't want to damage the sensor, so everything we do, we kind of work around that sensor.
So you don't take it off?
So if you come from this side, you can actually see our sensor. We wanted it 90 degrees away from this guy right there, especially on the front. Yeah, we don't remove the sensor itself. Sensor stays in the wheel until the battery dies. Same thing on the back. You just don't want the sensor right behind the shovel. Next, we're going to put it up here on the clamp. So we get the clamps right on the outside. Alright, so this is another important part with your sensor. There's a specific process that we use to make sure that we work around it essentially. So First, we're just gonna jump in here, spin this thing around. And to make sure that we're staying away from your sensor, I'm gonna actually put it right up underneath here, and I'm gonna fold the tire over the top. So essentially this bead will never touch your sensor.
It's not that bad. I thought it was a little more in depth.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple right there.
You've got all the finesse tricks though. It's probably harder the first time.
Oh yeah, so when we first hire a guy, like their first day, they watch intro videos and the importance of when we're airing up a tire, how dangerous that can be. They spend about an hour doing that, and then we mount up a really easy wheel and tire for them, and they spend about 3 hours just changing that thing, trying to get the process down. And then over time, it becomes second nature.
So you make them change the same wheel and tire over and over and over?
Yep. So it's kind of like when you're a greenhorn, you got to do your time. So that's one of those things. So on these, they're asymmetrical, like I said before. You've got your inside and you've got your outside. So this is the inside of the tire right here. There's our outside designation. So we want to make sure that this is facing the face of the wheel. First process for mounting it up is you want to use some lube. You want to get just the inside of this bead lubed up. The reason it's important to make sure that you just get this part of the tire is if you get lube over the outside of the bead, it'll cause rim slip. So when you put it on the vehicle, if that paste is still wet and you drive away, the tire can move on the wheel.
Oh wow. Don't want that.
No, because then your balance is toast. So kind of opposite from when you're taking the tire off to when you're putting it on. Your valve stems are good to go here, right here. So we always put it in front. So same thing, that bead is just gonna pop right over the seat.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so now we're ready to air up.
Done.
So for when we air up the tire and wheel, it's a 3-step process. First we're gonna seal the bead up, then we're gonna seat the beads, and then we're gonna set our final pressure. So to seal and seat, just right here on our machine.
And he has foot levers for all this stuff. The spinning, the hydraulic, the air now.
All operated by foot.
So if you don't see it in frame, that's what he's doing.
So depending on where we get for pressure, determines on if we're going to use the cage to seat this. We're still pretty low pressure right now.
You got like 50 pounds in it? Oh, 45?
About 45, yeah. So anything over 50, we're going to throw it right into the cage. But since we're under 50 with a brand new tire, we're good to go. So now we're going to let it deflate back down. And this will be the final process, is setting the pressure. And then I'm going to set it at 35 right now. We'll check your placards and see exactly what your vehicle wants.
Okay.
But just for setting it up like that, your tire has changed.
Perfect.
Make sure everything looks nice and good. Good to go.
Sweet, thanks.
Alright, and then, so we got Todd here. You want Todd to show you how we balance it?
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Alrighty. So, when we balance, we center the wheel from the hub. So that way, you get a good balance. Spin it, make sure. Does that look nice and even to you?
Yeah.
Alright. So then we're correct here. So now we're going to look and see what kind of balance this wheel requires. So you see out here, you got a lip. That's so we can put a clip here. But I noticed you don't have a clip here. You just have tape in here. So it looks like you just had a static. So we're gonna pull that old tape weight off, slide a knife right underneath it, pops out. And then we have to measure the balancer and tell it how we're gonna balance it. I'm gonna balance this, I'll probably go dynamic. We'll do tape. Should be a better balance. Take this guy and tell it, hey, I'm gonna put a piece of weight right here. And I'm gonna put a piece of weight all the way in here. Slide it back, balancer knows what we're doing. Slide it down. So the balancer's spinning and checking for vibrations right now. It's gonna try and find the heavy spot and the light spot of the wheel. So we see outboard is what we're gonna look at first. Outboard's nice and zero, so we don't gotta worry about that. So now we're gonna go look here at inboard. We're gonna center it right here, and that's telling us, hey, they want some weight right here. So we're gonna take our little chalky guy here. We're gonna mark the wheel.
And it stops
spin
at
it
that.
down.
It stops that spot every
No,
time.
it's always just gonna free spin. It'll stop whenever. So that's why you follow these lines. You rotate the wheel until it's in the middle, and when it's dead center, it'll blink.
Okay.
So that means, okay, cool, and then you see that's lined up here. So we're gonna go down here, we're gonna take our trusty Windex, clean up the wheel, so that way our tape weights stick. You don't wanna fling your tape weight going down the road at, 65 miles an hour, that's no fun. Take our little rag here, clean it on off. And once we're clean, we're gonna look, it wants 0.75 ounces. So we're gonna grab our nice little weight here. Each little block is a ½ an ounce. So I'm gonna take 3, pop them off. Pull the tape off. Line it up with the line right here. Stick it on. And then we're gonna check it. So we'll spin it again. And the balancer should say 0. Sometimes it doesn't, and then you gotta do what's called chasing weight. If we get to that, I'll show you.
Cool.
It doesn't, so it's 0. So now we go ahead and slap it off. And now it's ready to go on the car.
What would be an extreme situation if they have a slightly bent wheel, which I think one of these are?
Yes.
Can you make up for that with
So
weights?
a bent wheel is always going to provide issues when balancing. It's kind of hit or miss. If it's like a little bit of a bend, you can usually balance it out. But if it's like a really bad bent wheel, you can make the balancer read 0, but you're still gonna feel it on the road because the wheel is not round.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Right.
So like usually what'll happen is you'll hit a curb and you get a little ding here in the lip, and that's mostly cosmetic. It doesn't always bend the actual bead where the tire sits. So you'll see the rim doing this, but it'll balance fine. You won't feel it on the road. My personal car actually has a couple rims like that.
Oh, wow.
So this one's nice and round. I guess when we get to the other ones, we'll be able to tell. And we'll assess that at that point. So yeah.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and shout out to Tires to Go. These guys are amazing. Faster, cheaper. You can trust them. They have the black weights instead of silver weights, so when you see inside of your wheel, you don't see this big shiny silver thing on your colored wheel. It's black, incognito. It's dope. They're into the little details. They won't strip your lug nuts and watch them. They're guys that are into cars and know how to work on cars. And yeah, so we got some new Nexons on the Subaru. We're stoked, and we'll be back here soon since we're drifting and stuff like that. So Kevin, Mo, all the guys at Tires to Go, thank you so much again, and hit them up. I'll leave their information in the description, their social media on here, and call them and come get your tires. Thanks. See ya.